This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. One of my favorite subgenres of horror is the werewolf movie, because the werewolf is oftentimes a metaphor for things. It could be a metaphor for sexual awakening. It could be a metaphor for bringing out the inner beast. It can do all sorts of things. Or it could just literally be a story about a werewolf with no layers to it. Either way, it's an interesting subgenre of horror. Though the thing is, it's also, well, typically, very effects dependent, which is to say, you're depicting a hybrid of man and wolf on screen. And that's hard to do well. Quite a few movies actually do it. Very few movies do it well. And in my book, the movie that did it the best is Joe Dante's The Howling. Great movie, funny, deliberately so, and just an awesome werewolf movie. My second would probably be Neil Marshall's Dog Soldiers, because if you've looked into that movie at all, it had relatively little money. Though what it did with the werewolf, the physical appearance of the creature itself, was pretty interesting, and you got to give it props for that. Practical effects, great looking movie. My third place is tied between American Werewolf in London and Wolf It, because American Werewolf in London has probably the best werewolf transformation ever put to film. Entirely practical and remarkable looking. But the thing of it is, if you take away that aspect of the movie, what are you left with? A kind of mediocre buddy comedy, sorta? It's not a great movie, though the transformation so elevates it. And Wolfen, which for my money is amongst one of the better werewolf genre movies made. So why is it third, you may ask? Because Wolfen doesn't have the look it should. American Werewolf in London, as I said, has one of the best looking werewolf transformations ever put to film. Wolfen needed better effects to work. At the end of the day, its enemy, its antagonist, is essentially a white wolf, and not even a very impressive looking white wolf. It needed more. It needed what CGI and animatronics could have done these days. In other words, I guess I'm saying Wolfen needs to be remade, because that's a damn good movie, and Albert Finney elevates anything he appears in. Rest in peace. Though the lack of technology available to the filmmakers at that time lowers its esteem, in my reckoning. So what we're looking at today is a werewolf movie called Werewolves Within. Let's take a look at that trailer.
Should have packed our snowshoes.
What? People do that?
You know, fun fact, not only is it the oldest, but remains one of the most effective means of traversing the ice.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna fit right in at Beaverfield. Everything here is a little questionable. Ranger! The people. The weather. Everything.
Oh.
Ranger? You look like you just seen a corpse.
Well,
The roads are effed, and something's wrong with the generator.
Which generator?
All of them.
Make it on the internet!
Also, there's a dead body under your porch.
Holy!
probably a wolf.
Would you like a wolf detective now, Marcus?
Who knows? Who will win it? Who's gonna kill next?
I think we can all agree that it's unsafe outside. There's safety in numbers. Out of curiosity, who is packing? Well, we're having a good old-fashioned sleepover.
With guns, though.
With guns, yes.
Everything about this predator is unorthodox. It's not human. It's not canine, but it's one of them.
One of what?
Lycanthrope.
A what?
Lycanthrope.
A werewolf.
How could it gotten in here? How did they get out?
Who says he got out?
Maybe.
I'm a werewolf.
Maybe you're a werewolf. Maybe you're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. You're a werewolf. Maybe we're all werewolves.
Are we really in a Mexican standoff right now?
Baby, don't say Mexican. Just stand up.
You know, probably just gonna head out.
Where's this
And he
bullet?
finds the time to be
No.
politically correct. It's hilarious.
Hey, you go ahead, please. Don't spare me. Please.
Please don't bottom the lock.
Me. I
Oh
couldn't
my
do that
goodness, I
myself.
could have gotten
That was the trailer for Werewolves Within, and it's hilarious. First off, it plays like an Agatha Christie story, which is to say you have a bunch of people gathered together and someone is the killer. In this case, someone is the werewolf. And there's a werewolf movie, the name is eluding me, where a bunch of people get together. I want to say it was released in the 70s, but I'm not entirely sure. Where a bunch of people get together and one of them is a werewolf. And it's played perfectly straight, but it seems exactly like it. And that's kind of interesting to me. Another thing is that you notice that the sheriff is black. Put this movie back about, let's say, even 5 years ago, that would not happen. Despite the fact that there is no reason, as far as I can see, that that sheriff need be white. Just the fact that he's black, I think, is a really great thing and very progressive and something we need to see. If there's no reason why a character should be any particular color, then just choose a person that fills the role really well. If there's no need to cast white, don't cast white. Cast Asian. Cast, I don't know, Ukrainian. Well, that's kind of white. But you know what I'm saying. Choose people that fill the role well, not because of some agenda the producers may have. And that's what I feel is happening here. In this case, you have a character who is cast because he seems to be a pretty good actor. His color should be irrelevant to that process. Though what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailing to Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace.